think we're going live. Feels like should be live. Okay, I think we're live. Awesome. Maybe. Let's see. I should be able to send a message. Let's see how that works. I think it's working. Cool. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, got on here a little bit early because I wanted to test that things are set up. Today is my first day using OBS instead of Restream. So this will be interesting. I have a little bit more control, and if I want to, I can do stuff like woo, which hopefully that actually works. Yeah, awesome. Phils, what's going on? Yeah, we got some chat overlay, which is kind of helpful. It's time to mess. Yeah, that's right. It's that time of day again. Cool. Oh, you know what I don't have? Give me 1 second. I need to put some music on. I'm going to put on my chip tunes, which I get to hear right now, and y'all do not. So I need to see, how am I going to add this? Let's see. How do you add music, audio output capture? Loud though, so I'm going to turn it down a bit. There we go. How's that? Is that too loud? Is that better? I think that's good. I think right there is probably good. Hello? Now it's inaudible. Hello, Phils. Can you hear me okay? Oh, my mic. No, my headphones should be. Sorry. Well, you know, mic check. Anyway. I think we're good, right? You should be able to hear it. I can hear it. It should be a little bit lower than my voice. It's too loud. It is low. Alright, I'm gonna keep it right there. That sounds pretty good to me. Cool, perfect, love it. Great, we got music, we've got OBS, we've got chat on the screen up there at the top. Still a pretty terrible place to have the chat, eh? Let's see, this was not what I was intending to do today, was, let's see if we can make that a little bit smaller. I don't know, something like that. Something like that is good. There you go. We've got some semi-opaque chat there at the bottom of the screen, just for y'all. Don't say anything inappropriate. All right, so what am I working on today, though, is I think the last time we were looking at this, we were trying to look at the relationships between owners and pets. And I think that we had accomplished, like, adding owners. So if I do, like, a search for S, I can see all the existing owners. I can add existing owners. I should probably limit this query to only show owners that aren't currently already associated with this pet, right? So let's look at the owner's search here. Where are we at? We want to look at individual pet IDs. And we should have the person data where the name contains the search and where the ID, right? So how do I do an AND query where name is that and ID, I'm going to say ID, and we're going to say not in pet.owner IDs. Is that even a thing? I don't think that's going to be a thing, because if we reload, we obviously don't get the actual query. If we look at the actual query that's written, reload that, and what do we get? Where person ID in there. How's my voice coming through too? Because I know last time we switched the mic because it was kind of roomy, but I think that that was actually picking up from a different mic. Sweet. Okay, awesome. This is the setup then. I get to use the cat ears. It's better. I can listen to my music. Y'all can listen to my music. I mirrored the cam. Did I mirror the cam? Like if I move over this way and that? It is the wrong side. You're right. How do I fix that? Booyah! There we go. Hey! It's like I'm looking into a mirror now. So this is what I want. All right, so what I need to do with this query though, is that even the right query? Let's see. That doesn't look quite right. All right, we reload this and we check that terminal and we see select the pet, basically everything from the pet, where pet limit and offset. And it's not giving me the limit and offset, which is kind of annoying. And it's giving the ID. Okay. And then in addition to that, so as a separate query, so instead of part of the same query, it's saying select this person information. Oh wow, it's doing multiple queries. Where the name is like that and select this like that. Put in for the cam. Write something on paper. Okay. Let's see, what am I going to write? All right, I'll fix that. Why does it matter? Anyway, I'm not writing secret notes to y'all anyway. Okay, it doesn't matter. Beep beep beep. Flip horizontal. There you go. Just for y'all, just so you can see what I wrote. Better? All right. So this is an interesting question. Is why is Prisma making all of these like 4 selects? It was the first thing that came to mind, Stony. You know, our relationship is complex. Here, I'll fix it. There you go. Fixed. So yeah, going back to what we're doing with technology stuff, the question I have is, why the heck does Prisma make 4 separate queries instead of a single query? Like, isn't it better performance if we just do a single query instead of all of this hubbubaloo? I don't know. I would think so. But then the other thing we need to do here is say I want to grab all of the people on a search where the person's ID is not in like the relationship, where the person is not already related to the pet. So can I do subqueries? Let's see. Where's my IO? Subqueries. No subqueries. How about subquery? Interesting. Well, now see if I'm going to be mirrored like that. I feel like this should be over here, and this should be over here. There you go. Now if I look over here, it's like I'm actually looking at the stuff. Okay, Prisma Client API reference, please. And thank you. And let's see. I want to look up a select sort of thingy, right? We're doing find many. Find many. And include. Or can I exclude? The only way to exclude, I imagine, is to use a where. Where, boop, boop, boop. Not in. Okay. Where not. Name in. Something like that. That's an option. So, yeah, what I don't like about this is it feels like I have to execute a query before this other query so that I can then get all of the pet owner IDs. Well, I guess that's fine. So let's say this, where pet is not in, and let's do pet dot owner, which should be an array. Yes, it is. And we're going to map over the array. We're going to grab the owner, and just get the ID out of that. So in theory, that should work, where we should only see the results, and it looks like it's working. Awesome. I do like this syntax a bit better, though. So let's grab this same map, put it there, put it on the map, and that should pet.map. Nope, pet.owner.map. There we go. And we get the same result. Only the owners that are not currently there. So if we remove Susie and we save owners, we see that Susie's now down here. Great. Got this in the pocket. Yeah, but see, look. I don't know. I feel like that could have been accomplished with like a single query, or maybe two separate queries. But now we're making all of these queries. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, that's not quite right. If I reload now, we'll see. Reload. And we are seeing that there are already 10 instances of Prisma client actively running. That sounds like a mistake. Interesting. But we are seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 queries still. I guess that's fine. Cool. Cool. Let's add Stony. All right, this is looking a bit better. You get a query for name and one for ID. Yeah. Why is there... Oh, because I'm not doing an and? Or let's do where can be combined with conditional operators too. Okay. So we need to do and something like that. Okay, so if we reload now, so it's doing queries for multiple people then. Or and why are there no joins? That's my other question. Those four are where the page is being loaded. Yes, so if we look here, fortunately I can't clear this out, but I can add some spaces, a bunch of spaces, and that might work. And if I reload, we should see a couple of different queries. We should see a query for the dog details. We should see a query for the dog owners, and we should see a query for the search results, right? And at the very least, the dog owners and the search results should be different. So let's reload that, and we'll see that we get the select for the dog, and then we get a different query, which is not joined, which I would imagine is like a join, right? Where you'd say join, maybe not. And then here, this is the relationship query, and then this is the search query. So where the person's name is like this, and the person ID is not in that. Okay, so those are together. The second one should be a with. The second one should be a with this query. So a width of the first. Okay, I can work with this. Let's go. No, I can't work with that. That's all right. I'm still curious why I'm seeing a bunch of queries but no joins. Show you the first. This is the first query that gets the pet. You're confused with the include. So the include is what, as I understand, brings the relationship data in. So pet is a separate table, owner is a separate table. There's a relationship or a pivot table in between the two that connects pet to owner. And as far as I can tell with Prisma, you use include to say, I want to get this query and that returns a pet, and as a child property of the pet, we're going to have the owner that is an array or like a nested query essentially, or nested results. Okay, so relation tables. Pivot table connect two or more of the tables, therefore creates a relation between them. You can defining models. I'm not sure. It seems to be working, but console log look like they could be combined. Console log look like they could be combined. Okay, give me 1 second. Geez, now we're doing more design. How do I modify the opacity? Into filters, maybe? No. I'm not sure how to do that yet, but I'm gonna get back to. We'll have a dedicated stream for the whole live stream layout stuff. And I'm still not happy with this one necessarily because my face on the left blocks a lot more stuff than my face did on the right. So, I'm gonna go back to that, and then I'll just look this way and keep my eyes over there so I can actually see. Now this is fine. Okay, so that's working. The relationships are working. I think we wanted to look at. We did want to look at this other query that we looked at, which was when we add a new user, or when we add a relationship. So, where was that page? When I add a new user, can I essentially add an existing owner and a new owner at the same time? Add new owner, that's going to put them there. Susie's not going to be there because these are two separate forms at the moment. But can we move that into the same action? So what that would require is something like this. We take new owner name, we include that in, where is it? Existing owner, person data map, yep, that's it, that's my field set. We would include that in this other form. Maybe we get rid of this old form. And we look at what we've got so far. We would have burp, 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 burp. Or we do new owner name. Cool, so we'd have existing owners or a new owner, and then we would add owner. So when I submit this, that's right, because it's in a different route. So at the pet ID / owner route, pet ID / owner route, this is where we are sending our data. And this is what we're going to try and recreate. Was instead of connecting owners, we're going to try to connect or create. Okay, connect or create. Syntax looks like this. So the create would look where ID I'm guessing this is going to be, yeah, in owners. So that's going to get us the owner IDs. And then if we have to create a new owner, we're basically going to create this new person. So I think what I want to do is take this, copy it, bring it up here, see if we can get this into a single operation. We're going to say const connect or create is going to equal this object where we start by setting up the where clause. And then we'll pull this down here. And then if we have a new owner name, then what we'll do is say connect or create dot create is going to equal, yeah, this new person. Probably just pull that out there and put it there. There you go. And at this point, we have set up our connect or create data where it will connect, theoretically, it will connect the IDs where the IDs are in this owner's ID list. And if we have a new owner name, then we're going to append the create property with the new owner information, including the new ID and the new name. So let's see if we got that. I have the same form. I want to connect Susie and I want to connect Mark. And I'm going to add owner and we're going to get an error. Invalid Prism update invocation where ID got invalid value. Okay, so I think I got my in clause incorrect. No, that's right. ID in and then an array. And I have where ID in an array. Provided JSON expected string. Okay, so let's see. Let's do search for connect or create. I wonder if I can just pass the list of IDs as an array. Nope. Well, Stony, I think that we had looked at this last time, and I don't think that there's a way to connect multiple items. Hello from Russia. Hello to you. Good to have you. But yeah, Stony, as I was saying, I don't think that there is going to be a way in Prisma to connect multiple items or create multiple items. Connect accepts an array. Yes, connect accepts an array, but connect or create does not. Right? Oh. Connect or create does accept an array. Okay. Okay. So all of this, so we can do something like this. We're going to take essentially connector create is going to equal an array. No, sorry, it's going to be owners.map. So it's going to be an array where we are going to map get the owner and then return something, right? We're essentially going to return an object that looks like this. Return an object that contains the where, which would include the owner ID. And then the create I don't think this makes much sense. Doesn't make much sense to me. But I think we're going to stop with that, right? We're going to return just the list of owners and put the where with the where of the owner ID just to get this first line here. And then if we have this, we are going to say connect or create dot push, because at this point connect or create should be an array. What? Ah. Let's set this as a type of array. Cool. That's going to be an array of objects with ID of technically a string. There you go. So connector create is owner's map where ID is owner.id. And then if we have this new owner, we are going to push. Yes, cool, got it. And we're going to push on. We need to do a new where clause. I guess we need to push a new object that looks something like this. We need to grab this ID into a separate variable, and we're going to say where the ID is that, otherwise we're going to create where ID is the ID, the name is the new name, and then we close that and we close that. And at this point, connector create should now have all of the existing array items that outline this where clause. And then we should have one extra thing that's added to the end that has the same looking where clause, but also has a create clause. We'll see. Tinky Winky, do I use Python? I generally don't. Mostly doing JavaScript. You got a Python question? Okay, so now connector create for some reason looks like an object when it should actually be an array. Pretty sure it is. Pretty sure it is. There it is. There's my connector create. And unless I have to do some custom create thing there, argument for data, connector create 0, create. Okay, just create is missing. Cool. Kind of weird that I need that because I know that's going to exist, but let's just say create is going to be an empty object. And we'll try this again. And now it's going to complain that ID and name is missing. That's annoying, but okay. ID is whatever. I don't even think I need it. Oops. Okay. Oh, look at that. Okay. So let's try this one more time. We're going to try adding Stony 2, and we're going to try adding Stony 3. And we got Stony 2 and Stony 3. Hot dog. All of that in one transaction. Okay, well, a little bit convoluted, but I'll take it, I guess. I'm going to try and get this all on one line because I think that that's going to look a little bit cleaner. Okay, so here what we can actually do is, since we are using that already, we probably don't need that. That should be an array regardless. An array of strings now. And I'll use the other syntax. There you go, an array of strings. Owners, I'm going to switch with owner IDs. Okay. That's cool. So we've got the owner IDs. We change the connect or create query to take the owner IDs, and that's just going to be ID. We'll throw the ID in there anyway, because why not? And sure, we'll throw the ID as the name, even though theoretically this should never be run. Because well, this creates an interesting predicament, because what happens if the owner, if I pass in an ID for an owner that doesn't actually exist in the database yet, then we're going to end up creating that owner. Which is probably not what I want to do. So once again, we probably need to fall back to two different transactions. One that connects existing people, and one that creates a new person. Well, that was a fun little experiment, but this is not going to be a valid solution because of that. I basically want to do a connect where the ID exists, or a create and connect if there's a new owner name. So let's back all of that back up. Nice practice. Tempting idea. Ultimately not going to be the right solution though. So where are we? Somewhere, I think all the way back to the beginning, right? Yep, there we go. Cool, we tested that out. We proved it was not good. We have two operations that we have to run. I know, but Stony, you know that's how it goes. You'd never get it right, fully right the first time. Cool, let's bring this type check back, or type definition back, just so that we have it there. This is going to be an array of objects with an ID of string. Cool. Then we set our operations. If we have a new user, we add the user to that list of operations, and we include the ID of that person in the list of owner IDs. I should get one of those refactor stickers. That's pretty great. And then the other operation, or the second operation, is when we actually update the pet, where we grab the pet ID and we connect the owners based on the owner IDs. That's what we're gonna do. And then operations, I don't think we need to include these owners because we're not going to get this data back, are What is this data? Const data equals, let's console log the data. All right, who's the new person that we're gonna add? Let's remove everyone, save owners. We want to add Austin and we want to add Phils. We are going to add owner and we get both Austin and Phils, which is great. And the data that we get back is in here somewhere. It looks like we get the response for the first operation and the response for the second operation as two separate things. So I think what I'm going to return here is the first operation is the new owner, which I probably don't need, and then data is the second bit, which is really annoying to have this empty thing. So, question for the chat. This is a destructuring syntax, right? And the question is, if I want to grab the second item in the returned array, or let's do this, right? Let's do, this is the whatever, results, right? And I want to grab the data. There's a few ways we can do this. Boom, boom, boom. We can say destructure with no first parameter. We can have a parameter that we're never going to use. Let's say this is data 2. And then, or we can say data 3 is going to be results at index of 1. Which one do we like better? And in fact, I don't even think I want to give this option. It's probably going to look more like this. And this one's going to look a little more, well, this one's going to be technically a bit different. There you go. 3 options to get data. Which one do we like? Version 1, version 2, or version 3. And there's also even like the wrong version, which is version 4 here. But this is something that I'm never going to do, so this is not an option. What are we thinking? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, rug mat. This is, come on now. Now you're just messing with me. Oops. There you go. Why never? Because one of the syntax, just based on how many teams that I've worked on and the levels, the different levels of developers that I've worked with, you kind of, I don't want to make things too complicated. And granted, you could say that about maybe these first two, but this syntax is a syntax that I don't think I will ever agree with, which is putting an await inside of parentheses. And then we even take it a step further, but that's just, yeah, that's not something that I'm really down with. This is bleh. You know what? Maybe not evil. This is not the right example. This is, there you go. I've got one for you. There you go. That's how I feel about that. But to each their own. If you like it, it's up to you. So with options 1 through 3, which one are we feeling? This little kind of confusing dangling comma in there that seems to not really be doing anything, but is actually doing something. This one that's a little bit more explicit, or maybe we could even say, we could even say like new owner, right? And then just leave some data that's never going to be used so that it's explicit what it is, but we actually need it there so that we can capture this first one, or this second one. Or we break it into a separate variable, and then with that separate array, grab the results off that. So is this even going to know? Does it know what data is for me? It's a person or it's a pet. No, it doesn't quite know what it is, because both of these are going to be the same. Yeah. Well, RugMap's the only one that's actually speaking up, so you know what, RugMap, you're gonna get it. We're gonna go with data, right? Data is going to be, I am going to put a little comment here that says grab second index of operation results. Operations results, maybe? Cool, and now that we have the data, we can actually return it here. Such that, let's see, we've got a redirect and we've got some JSON. So, next what I want to do is, I'm going to check out my network. I'm going to clear this out. What is going to happen if I add Stony and let's say fills 2? When I submit this, it's going to make this request to the owners, which is going to return a 303. But I'm going to copy that as a fetch. And we're going to look at the console. We're going to paste that in there. We're going to get rid of all the stuff we don't need, like mode is cores, I don't think. Body, that's what I want. And we'll get rid of fur. Basically get rid of everything else. So what I want to do is recreate the same transaction. So who did we add last? We added, I don't know, we'll get rid of everyone. So I want to get rid of that transaction, recreate it, but then I want to do this. What pets do you own? Right now everyone owns Nugget. So we're going to do fills 3. So we're going to add an existing one and a new one with JSON, or with fetch. And then we're going to say dot then. We're going to get the response and return r.json. And then console log. And just see what we get back. Unexpected token U in JSON. What happened there? Invalid MIME type. Can I not send? response tab. Yeah, invalid MIME type. Okay, so what's going on here is I know. I think I know what the problem. This may be the problem. So let's try this. New URL search params with an object where the owner is this and the new owner is fills3. Don't need that. Unexpected string. Bodies, new URL search params. Whoops. Okay, now we got the correct MIME type. And this is the cool thing, is we can now make these requests. If I open this exact same thing in a new tab, we should see, yeah, those changes were made. So we have Phil's as an owner, Stony for some reason. Stony was the original owner. Phil's was created, but we did that with JavaScript as well. So the cool thing here is with an HTML only solution, we get that page refresh. And with the JavaScript solution, we actually get some work to do here. So now I think what we're going to get into is the actual cool stuff with Remix, with that JavaScript-y form, like client-side stuff, so that Stony doesn't have to keep yelling at me that, why am I using yeah, exactly. Stony, you're on it. Okay, so HTML forms. How about form component? There we go. Yeah, we are doing actual JavaScript now. Okay, so we are going to come up here, grab the form from here. Is it? It's not here that I need it. We can close that. We can go here where we're actually going to submit this. And we're just going to change that with form. Copy that, go down to the form that we've got. So now we are dealing with very many different forms. You're working on the JavaScript side of PHP. The irony. Yeah. The funny thing about that is that all of the crap that you've given me about just using JavaScript, and now we're going to see how writing it the way that it works with HTML first makes it really easy, theoretically, we'll see in practice, should make it really easy to just implement the JavaScript side and have it like work. So let's see, forms, we want form action, we've got form action, we've got the method, the enc type we don't need to worry about. Reload document. Okay, so this is really cool because I did not know this was available. We can pass a parameter that I guess doesn't remove the default form behavior. This is recommended over an HTML form. Okay, form will always post to the route's action independent of the URL. Form on the parent route will always post to the parent even if you're at the child's URL. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so one thing that we want to look at is the optimistic UI stuff. Or maybe, let's see, optimistic UI. I have JavaScript on the page, you can benefit, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we may deal with that at a different point. But in theory, having added this form to the page, now we should see that this form submission does not reload the page. So if I add Austin, and we'll say Austin 3 in this case, we can see that the page did not reload, and that is so cool. It just submitted the form and added the people here. Now a couple things did break. My search results have broken because I'm not seeing the previous results. Well, I guess that's fine, right? I just wouldn't have the... Yeah, that's actually perfectly fine. I'm good with that. So that's a pretty cool Prisma-y thing. The weird thing about that is it left the new owner name there. So I wonder what I would do with that. Is form action, maybe have a submit listener here that we can do like on submit is going to equal reset form. And that should be really easy to write. We're just going to have a function up here at the top called function reset form is going to take an event and is going to basically call event target reset. We don't need to prevent default behavior. What? What is happening there? Oh, I know what's happening there. This function can't be defined at the top level. Maybe. It has to be defined in the component itself. We've got update name. I'm gonna put that down there. No? Okay, that's interesting. What's going on there? You made a GET request to there, but did not provide a loader. Ah, I see. Okay. That's a problem. So it's complaining because I made a GET request to this route but did not provide a loader for this route. Because as we can see, when I submit this, it takes us to a new route here, which is a child route of the parent. But this route doesn't have a loader. It only has an action. So I wonder if I can use this same loader. So let's go here and let's go let's import loader from petid.jsx and export const loader equals loader. Maybe this will work. And that's just going to return JSON for me. Okay. Actually, that makes sense that it returns JSON because that is the data. Okay. That's my action. This is my loader. I think export function loader. Let's try this. Export function loader should look. Basically, I should not be able to get to this route. Something like this. So what happens if I reload this page? To find that, I have to find a loader. I don't have a loader. Pet ID we do have. So this is confusing. This is a remix thing that is a little bit confusing. Is I'm in my parent route. I want to make a request to, where is it? So I'm in a parent route here at pet ID. And I want to make a post request to modify some data. But if I make a GET request here, okay, so I didn't return anything. Let's go to the owner. Let's return null. And then we get null. That's fine. Basically, if I make a GET request here, I kind of want to just redirect to the parent route. So I guess what I could do is take this redirect, to the pet ID, okay, and then if I try to go straight to the owner route there, it redirects me back to the child route. Okay, I guess that's okay. Not my favorite approach, but that's gonna have to work. Okay, next thing is next. That's pretty good so far. So we've got the list of pets. We've got pagination. We've got, let's see, sort by name. We've got sort by name descending. Cool. We've got search. Let's go and start doing the JavaScripty stuff for all of these forms. So starting from the home page, we are going to JavaScriptify most of this stuff. So form